Success stories in Hollywood don't always have happy endings. While many stars rise from humble beginnings and become symbols of perseverance, others sadly fall victim to addiction, mental health struggles, and poor financial decisions. These challenges sometimes lead them down dark paths, even into homelessness. But for some, the journey takes a turn toward redemption, and they make remarkable comebacks. Yet for others, their story ends in tragedy. Stick around to discover which famous celebrities lost everything and ended up homeless. Margot Kidder. Margot Kidder was a household name after playing Lois Lane in the Superman films, achieving stardom and dating icons like Richard Pryor and even the Canadian Prime Minister, Pierre Trudeau. However, her career took a tragic turn when she was found wandering the streets, battling schizophrenia and depression. For years, Kidder was homeless, living in cardboard boxes and behind bushes in Los Angeles, with missing teeth and a hacked-up hairstyle. In 1996, after a manic episode, she was discovered by her family and the police and taken to a psychiatric clinic. She began treatment and later became an advocate for mental health awareness, sharing her belief that we are all a breath away from mental illness. Erin Moran. Known for her role as Joni Cunningham on Happy Days, Erin Moran's life took a heartbreaking turn after her television success. Her finances dwindled, and by 2010, she had foreclosed on her California home and was living with her husband in a trailer in Indiana. Despite a brief attempt at stability, a fight with her mother-in-law led to her being kicked out, and she struggled to find a place to live. Ultimately, she succumbed to addiction and tragically passed away from a heroin overdose, penniless and homeless. Dana Plato. Dana Plato, the young star of Different Strokes, faced a turbulent life filled with substance abuse, legal troubles, and heartbreak. Despite her early fame, she ended up living out of motels in Oklahoma, battling addiction and personal demons. In 1999, Plato was found dead from a drug overdose, and her death was ruled a suicide. Her struggles had been publicly known, and her appearance on The Howard Stern Show just before her death revealed the depth of her addiction and emotional turmoil. Lonnie Wilson. Fitness model Lonnie Wilson was once a rising star but descended into homelessness after battling addiction and mental health issues. Her marriage to Baywatch star Jeremy Jackson ended in violence and turmoil, with Wilson blaming her struggles on a toxic relationship. Her addiction spiraled, and she eventually found herself living in Venice Beach, battling not only her substance abuse, but also severe mental health challenges. Despite these hardships, she has yet to fully recover. MC Hammer. Once the king of hip-hop, MC Hammer went from earning millions to living in debt. The rapper, known for hits like You Can't Touch This and his extravagant lifestyle, spent tens of millions on a mansion, luxury cars, and helicopters. However, as his music career waned, so did his fortune. Despite being millions in debt, including owing hundreds of thousands in taxes, Hammer eventually turned things around, finding stability through organizing concerts and making smart investments. Jan Michael Vincent. Famous for his role in the hit TV series Airwolf, Jan Michael Vincent's promising career was derailed by addiction and a series of legal and personal issues. Over the years, he struggled with alcoholism and drug use, leading to several arrests and even automobile accidents, one of which resulted in the amputation of his leg. His physical health deteriorated, and he found himself living in seclusion, eventually passing away in 2019 after a life marked by addiction, tragedy, and homelessness. Leif Garrett. Teen idol Leif Garrett's life spiraled out of control after a series of bad decisions, including a crash that left his friend a paraplegic. He became addicted to drugs and alcohol and later filed for bankruptcy. By 2001, Garrett had no home to live in, and he was forced to rely on his mother for financial support. His battle with addiction continued throughout his life, and he became an example of the dangers of fame and the pressures it brings. Mindy McCready. Country music singer Mindy McCready's career faltered due to addiction and mental health struggles. After a series of personal tragedies, including the death of her boyfriend, she found herself homeless. In 2013, she tragically took her own life, a victim of her mental health struggles, addiction, and the overwhelming grief she experienced. David Cassidy. Teen heartthrob David Cassidy, best known for his role in the Partridge Family, suffered from addiction, leading to a series of arrests and a chaotic personal life. His struggles with alcohol eventually led to homelessness, and by the end of his life, he was publicly battling his demons. Cassidy passed away in 2017, his once glamorous career overshadowed by personal turmoil and loss. Sugar Ray Williams. NBA superstar Sugar Ray Williams, who once led teams like the New York Knicks and Boston Celtics to glory, found himself living in his Buick after his career ended. Financial difficulties and lack of support from the NBA left him homeless. He later passed away in 2013, his story a cautionary tale about the lack of resources and support for former athletes once they leave the spotlight. Bobby Driscoll. Once an Academy Award winner, Bobby Driscoll's promising career as a child actor was overshadowed by drug addiction and financial ruin. After his stint at Disney, Driscoll found himself without a stable income, struggling with addiction, and eventually dying homeless in an abandoned building in Manhattan in 1968. His body was left unclaimed, and his tragic end highlighted the dark side of fame for many child stars. Iran Barkley. Boxing champion Iran Barkley went from the heights of success to sleeping on subway cars after poor financial decisions and reckless spending caused him to lose everything. He lived on the streets before receiving support from a charity and eventually found his footing again, teaching boxing and recovering from his financial struggles. Natasha Lyonne. Actress Natasha Lyonne, known for American Pie and But I'm a Cheerleader, faced addiction and legal issues that left her homeless in the early 2000s. After being kicked out of her apartment and struggling with methadone addiction, she eventually turned her life around. Lyonne now stars in Orange is the New Black and Russian Doll, using her experiences to fuel her career. Danny Bonaduce. Danny Bonaduce, star of the Partridge Family, found himself homeless due to his struggles with alcohol and drugs. He lived in his car for a time, greeting fans and signing autographs from behind the wheel. Eventually, he found stability again and made a comeback as a radio host and DJ, rebuilding his life after years of addiction. Houston McTeer. Houston McTeer, once called the world's fastest human, had a promising career in athletics before falling into homelessness. After missing the 1980 Olympics due to the U.S. boycott, McTeer turned to drugs and spent years living on the streets of Santa Monica. He eventually rebuilt his life, marrying and finding new purpose through his recovery. Brett Butler. Golden Globe-nominated actress Brett Butler, best known for her role on Grace Under Fire, saw her career derailed by addiction. She ended up living in a homeless shelter after her money ran out and her career stalled. Though she has attempted a comeback, including developing a reality TV show, her story remains one of resilience in the face of personal struggles. Willie Ames. Willie Ames, best known for 8 is Enough and Charles in Charge, experienced a dramatic fall from fame. After losing his wealth, his wife, and his job, he found himself living on the streets. Ames eventually rebuilt his life, becoming a financial advisor and even returning to acting and filmmaking, showing that it's possible to recover from even the hardest of falls. Rocky Lockridge. Former boxing champion Rocky Lockridge faced a devastating decline after his career ended. Addiction to crack cocaine and reckless spending caused him to lose everything, and he spent nearly 10 years homeless. After a series of setbacks, Lockridge found redemption and shared his story of recovery with others before his passing in 2019. Marvin Gaye. Marvin Gaye, a legendary soul singer, captured the world with his powerful music. But behind the scenes, his life was marked by addiction, financial struggles, and tumultuous family dynamics. Tragically, Gaye's life ended when his father shot him during an argument in 1984, just a day before his 45th birthday. His untimely death shocked the world, but his music and legacy continue to inspire. Amanda Peterson. Amanda Peterson, beloved for her role in Can't Buy Me Love, had a promising future ahead of her. However, her struggles with addiction and mental health challenges led her to retreat from the spotlight. Tragically, she passed away in 2015, just days before her 44th birthday, from an accidental drug overdose, leaving fans mourning the loss of her talent and potential. Hollywood is full of stories of rise and fall, and many celebrities' journeys take unexpected, heartbreaking turns. Yet, some of these individuals have fought back and rebuilt their lives, offering hope and inspiration to others who face challenges. The dark side of fame is real, but with resilience, recovery is possible, even for those who seem to have lost everything.